Today I fucked up by ordering a NSFW item through Amazon and not turning off shipping notifications. I have been planning to surprise visit my girlfriend for a while recently and decided that I should buy some items off of Amazon to spice things up in the bedroom. Now this normally wouldn't be a problem, except I have an Amazon Echo located in my parents' house, along with one in my own house, but because my parents don't have their own Amazon account, both Echoes are under my account. So when one gets a notification, so does the other one. So my father texted me that Alexa is glowing and trailed off. I didn't think much of it until when I got home and my Echo was blinking yellow. I asked Alexa for the notification, and she gave a very descriptive narration of the sexy item that had been delivered today. And it dawned on me that Alexa gave almost gave that same notification to my parents. Needless to say, I have now disabled shipping notifications and will look into getting them their own Amazon account. Too long didn't read. I ordered an intimate bedroom item through Amazon and my parent got to hear the lovely description of the item courtesy of Alexa, embarrassing me indefinitely. Edit, thanks for the gold and silver strangers. I didn't expect this to get as much attention like it did. I answered what the items were in a comment down below, but here it is. Word for word, syllable for syllable, as slow and enunciated as could be. Dexious crotchless body stocking open cup crotchless bodysuit sexy lingerie nightie and Sfarcom powerful vibrating cock ring vibrator, waterproof rechargeable penis ring, Sfarcom Tyler full silicone clitoral vibrators vibes stimulators for female, sex toy for male or couples, black, as she just said the entirety of the title of the product on Amazon SMH. And there you have my search history. Don't go too wild with it. Thanks to everyone that let me know that because I heard it, the other one didn't. I'm fairly unfamiliar with how the devices work as a unit, so I'm glad that they probably didn't hear what the item was. That's gonna save me a lot of embarrassment. I crossed out the assumption I made about their device hearing it, but I was on edge for the rest of the night worried that they heard it. Let this be a warning to everyone to make sure they turn off their notifications in case they don't want anyone to hear them, smiley face. Now you gotta make it worse by attempting to joke about it during dinner. Works best if it turns out they didn't hear the notification. I share my Amazon account with my mill and ordered butt plugs to go inside her daughter. Don't feel too bad, bud. Edit, thanks for the silver kind stranger. Edit, 2. Gold. Thanks Mr. Pocket. So my father texted me that Alexa is glowing and trailed off. Alexa is clearly turned on. We also have two Echoes, but when the notification is read out on one, it is not read out on the other. It's possible your parents didn't hear a thing. Crossed fingers. Damn, I'm hoping lol, otherwise family get together safe gonna be a bit awkward. Don't leave us hanging. How did Alexa describe the item? Word for word, syllable for syllable, as slow and enunciated as could be. Dexious crotchless body stocking open cup crotchless bodysuit sexy lingerie nightie and Sfarcom powerful vibrating cock ring vibrator, waterproof rechargeable penis ring, Sfarcom Tyler full silicone clitoral vibrators vibes stimulators for female, sex toy for male or couples, black, as she just said the entirety of the title of the product on Amazon SMH. And there you have my search history. Don't go too wild with it, smile. Today I fucked up by trimming my junk. So, this actually happened last night. Yesterday was my wife's birthday, and as a surprise I decided to trim the jungle that resided below for some sexy time fun. Now, I'm one of those men who has a slight pot belly, and over the years it has gotten bigger, causing this task to be increasingly difficult. No big deal. Despite limited visibility, I can generally feel my way through the deforestation, or so I thought. I get about 90% of the way through my task and all that's left is the front of my berries. Here is where I fuck up. Usually I look down and stretch/flatten my saddlebags, so I provide a flat surface for the electric trimmer to glide against. In my haste I was not looking very closely and assumed the lawn was flat. Unfortunately, it was not. The electric trimmer grabbed hold of a fold of skin and thrashed it like a dog playing with a toy. I felt a burning pain, and immediately withdrew. Now, I have nicked myself before, so I imagined it was just a slight cut. As I looked down, I realized this was not a tiny cut. Blood was dripping off my love sack at an alarming rate. As I dabbed the blood and revealed the damage, I am in shock. I had about 1/8 inch wound I could probably fit a pencil eraser in. I walked over to my wife and told her something happened. As I revealed my mangled manhood, she let out a gasp. No sexy time tonight. We bandaged my wounded soldier as best as we could and went to sleep. Today, it looks better. I think it will heal on its own without the need of an embarrassing doctor visit. Guys, make sure the lawn is flat before driving the mower over it. Update, in line at urgent care. Thanks to those who suggested I go see a doctor. I'll post another update after. Update 2, okay, fresh out of the doc's office. 2 stitches in my sack, tetanus shot in arm, antibiotics prescribed. Thanks for all the recommendations and kind words. My soldier will live to fight another day. Update 3, so after reading so many suggestions, I ordered a new trimmer specifically designed for the task. My dad always says use the right tool for the job. I will be throwing away the Ball Muncher 2000 when I get home. Update 4, thank you all. I never imagined that posting something on Reddit about my balls would be so popular. I appreciate all the suggestions and kind words. I am trying to keep up with all your comments. This has truly been an amazing experience. Update 5, it's been fun everyone. I am retiring for the night and won't be responding to any more comments today. Thank you. Edit, for those wondering why I didn't use a guard. I was using a guard. The skin folded and went in between one of the prongs. This was my fuck up, I didn't stretch it flat. Edit, for those wondering what trimmer I ordered today to replace my old one. Edit, for those who think this is a marketing ad. I promise, it is not. If the new trimmer I bought is shit, I'll update this post with relevant information. Edit, spelling, formatting, clarification. Update the 5th of February 2019, so I healed up real nice. I have a little scar but nothing too significant. I finally got around to using my new trimmer. I have been avoiding it out of fear from the last encounter with the Ball Muncher 2000. The lawn mower works. Okay. It is not as fast as the Olay Ball Muncher, but it did get the job done. I think it's a bit slower because of the size of the blades. It's also possible I was going slower out of fear of slicing my sack open again. The new trimmer is significantly smaller and lighter than my old one. It is easier to handle and I don't have to fight a cord anymore. I like the non-slip surface on the new trimmer, however I fear it will take a dive in the toilet one day and I'll need to fish it out. Not sure it will survive the plunge. Is it worth $60? At this time I am not sure. If it lasts just as long as my first one, then sure. So far so good. If anything changes, I'll update this post again. Thanks everyone. Too long didn't read. I wasn't paying close attention when trimming my junk with an electric trimmer and sliced my sack open. I don't even have a dick, but I felt pain in that area reading this OMFG. What happened to your dick then? Dude, please go to a doctor and have it glued and get a tetanus shot. I accidentally cut my thumb on a knife and didn't do either. It swelled the fuck up and got infected. As someone who has had to deal with but troubles unrelated to this, you do not want to deal with the inflammation and pain that would come from that and potentially losing a nut to tetanus. Fuck that. Go get it cleaned and glued shut. Please lol. Okay, you have convinced me. Thanks. Going to suck it up and go in today. Electric trimmer is great for everything but the sack. Use a razor or just trim the hair down close. I have nicked the sack every time I've used the electric. P.S. Don't shave your butt. You have been warned. Get waxed for the ultimate hair removal. With waxing, once it starts to grow back, you'll never shave again. I haven't had sandpaper ass since. Sandpaper ass. Truer words never spoken. Try shaving your asshole with an electric razor and cutting it. Slapped some antibacterial cream in there and my farts sounded like I was trying to push the last bit out ketchup out of a bottle with a steamroller. Blood was dripping off my love sack at an alarming rate. Stephanie Meyer, is that you? Today I fucked up by accidentally paying for a very unwanted happy ending. Bit of backstory: I, 21M, got money for Christmas from my parents with the expectation it would be for experiences, concerts, trips, parks, etc., rather than material things. I'm an incredibly non-confrontational and generally awkward guy. I know the story sounds kind of unlikely, and all I can do is promise it's true, and hopefully looking at it through that lens might make it a bit more believable. Also, this happened within the last 24 hours, but not technically today. So I decide to use a portion of the money to go and get a massage. I'm looking at the prices and most of them fall around $80, $100/hour, but in my city's Chinatown the rates are much lower, many offering $50/hour. In the back of my head a flittering of happy endings appears, but I figure I don't care if that's how they get a good portion of their money. I'm just in it for a massage. Plus that's probably just locker room talk and doesn't happen much in real life. So I pick a place in Chinatown pretty much by chance, just wherever opened earliest, as I had plans to go after I got off from work, night shift. I take the subway down and get off to walk the 5-ish blocks to the place. It's raining pretty decently and it's unseasonably warm, feels like spring despite being mid-January, which puts me in a great mood. Great way to go into this. I reach a certain street and realize I've gone too far. Weird, I didn't see the sign, whatever, I'll just double back. Get back to the street I originally turned off of onto this street and realize I must have missed it again. A quick Google later and I got the exact address, it's about a block from me. Finally find the place and realize why I missed it. There's no sign stating it's a massage place and no distinctive feature that would even prompt you to think it was open to the public. Just a slate grey wall with a metal door and a small sign, about the size of my hand, with the address on it. This is the first time I question whether I should just go to some other place, but the rain is starting to get through my light jacket and soak my clothes, so whatever, I go in. I land in a tiny little landing with a sign telling me to press the buzzer on the wall. I do, and after a few seconds an elderly lady opens the door and motions me in. She speaks very little English but mentions how wet I am. I fumble through a quick introduction and she grabs a towel and hands it to me. I thank her and begin drying off, apparently not to her satisfaction, as she takes the towel and begins to dry me off, a pretty uncomfortable experience. I look young for my age and she asks me how old I am. I say 21 and I can see the disbelief and note her drying me off is pretty belittling, but I'm used to that kind of stuff, so I brush it off. She leads me back to the massage room and I ask if I can use the restroom before it starts. She points me to a small restroom at the end of the hall. I'll spare that part, but I notice there's Listerine, toothbrushes, Vaseline, etc. in the bathroom. By now I'm positive this place does happy ending type stuff, but mostly unperturbed as I'm just looking for a massage. So I finish up and go back to the room, and the elderly lady brings in my masseuse, a mid-30s lady wearing this horrendous lingerie. She speaks even less English than the elderly lady, like none at all. The elderly lady is talking to me but I can't figure out what she's trying to say. Finally I realize she's asking for the money. I hand her $50. The price she had mentioned when I called earlier, and she says plus tip 100. I'm sort of taken aback, like, how are you gonna ask for a tip double the original price? I tell her I was told 50 over the phone. She is very insistent on the 100 tip. By this point I understand what's going down more or less and I just come out with it. I say I'm just looking for a massage, right? No, and do the hand job motion. She makes no motion that she acknowledged me, so I repeat the statement. She keeps pressuring me. Don't you think she deserved tip? Why don't you want to give tip? Being a pushover, I cave and say I've got $100 and offer that. After a little more arguing she agrees to that. At this point I figure $100 still isn't an absurd price for an hour massage. With the payment out of the way, they leave the room and tell me to strip. Now I had gotten a massage once before and they had told me to strip, and I did, only for her to return and tell me she didn't mean my underwear too, so she left while I sheepishly put my underwear back on. This time I wasn't going to do the same thing. Plus, if there was any doubt, I hoped me keeping my underwear on would clarify I was just here for the massage. The masseuse comes back in and I'm laying on the bed with the towel over my back, what I had done last time I got a massage. She motions for me to stand back up, so I do, and she gives me a questioning look and motions pulling off my underwear. I, for the third time, do the no hand job bit, but she mentions a shower, so I think maybe for hygiene reasons / relaxation they expect you to shower first, hence the 2 towels, so I wrap the one around me and follow her to the shower. I go in, and to my minor at this point surprise, she follows me in. Pretty much before I can do anything she begins washing me, and I'll admit it wasn't any more sexual than say a nurse washing someone, and was pretty relaxing being showered, so I just went with it and tried to get back into the mindset of relaxing. That finishes up and I follow her back into the original room. She motions for me to lie down and places the towel over my still naked back. Finally the massage begins, and it's actually pretty decent. This goes on for in what were for sure the best 10 minutes I spent there. At one point the massage stops and I hear some ruffling, so I open my eyes and turn my head to her taking her top off. I figure this is where I draw the line, so I tell her no, put your shirt back on, I'm just here for the massage, but she doesn't understand. I motion to pull her shirt back up and she seems completely unfazed. She goes over to a bottle of Listerine and gargles it in her mouth. It is just about the most bizarre experience I've ever had, so I'm going between just shock in watching it and panic of like I'm about to get arrested for soliciting a prostitute I didn't even want. She literally comes over and pulls the towel up, which at this point was just covering my junk, and spits the Listerine into her hands and begins to give me a hand job. At this point I'm at a crossroads, like I can either just let this happen or tell her to stop, but she doesn't seem to understand or care what I'm saying, and I gently move to get up and she shushes me and like gently pushes me back down and starts making ridiculous, porn-level fake moaning noises. I come up with my brilliant escape plan. From her first touching my junk to now, only like 15 seconds had elapsed, but in my mind it felt like a lot more had. I fake an orgasm which she entirely doesn't buy, and I hardly even try to sell. She looks at me quizzically and says okay ? And I say okay yes, and finally I'm able to shoo her out. I wipe myself down with the towels to get the Listerine off me, rush to get dressed and walk out of there. Too long didn't read. My parents give me money to go and get an accidental and entirely unwanted hand job in Chinatown. Hello wonderful community. You have all been great in this thread, but now that normal conversations have died and all the crap comments are flooding in, it is now time for a lock. Enjoy your day. Listerine plus sensitive junk equals. Because icy hot medicated rub plus sensitive junk equals fires of Hades. Spits the Listerine into her hands, and begins to give me a hand job. Holy shit. Listerine for a handy. Seems like it would both burn and not be a good lube. A single molecule of Listerine inside the one-eyed wonder wormhole, and you're talking fire and fury, the likes of which the world has never seen. The money was for experiences. This is a hell of an experience.